Good morning, folks. It's October the 3rd, and short and sweet this morning. I'm absolutely beyond my levels of acceptable, frustrated, angry, pissed off. I don't even have the words. I'm watching the local news this morning, and it's the Farm and Ag reports, and all they keep talking about is super weeds and staging in herbicides and all of the different chemicals in order to maximize their yields, which, to be fair, I understand. I grew up on a ranch. I know what it means to maximize yields. I know what it means to try to make it in this world when the Wall Street model controls your life, and it's all about commodities and exchanges and everything else that goes on. And so you are literally at the mercy of the weather and the market. So I get it. I totally get it. But folks, do some damn research. Take some time and do some frickin' research. Every time we introduce more chemicals into our food, the numbers of autoimmune disorders, the number of mental illnesses, the number of all of these different things that affect us as a society go up. And as I'm reminded of what happened with PG&E back in the old Aaron Brockovich stuff, and we all watched that amazing movie where Julia Roberts played the tenacious Aaron Brockovich. She's still out there, by the way. The real one is still out there fighting the fight, trying to expose the water issues that we have in this country. But if you go back to the things that PG&E did, you go back to the things that we have found over the years that Monsanto has done, you go back to the things that the banking industry has done, and I'm not talking about the small mom and pop banks, I'm not talking about the small businesses that are just trying to carve out a living, so don't get your panties in a twist this morning. But look at what these mega corporations have done, and the things that they have hidden deliberately so that they could continue to make profit. Fluoride. Let's just talk about one chemical specifically. The one that probably irks me more than just about any other at this point, because fluoride was an industrial waste product that needed to go in the trash. And because it was so toxic and so horrible, the EPA ruled it as a toxic chemical. And so then the industry professionals came up with this great campaign and propaganda message that fluoride will save your teeth. And while it might be very good for our teeth, putting it into unmeasured quantities in our drinking water is probably one of the dumbest things that I've ever read. Because any medical professional, anyone that has any kind of training whatsoever, knows that if you are going to use a chemical or some kind of a pharmacologist type of a product, then you do it in measured quantities based on your weight, based on your background, based on a lot of things. And we don't measure anything about fluoride. We put it in the water, and we have no idea how much the kids consume. We have no idea how much the adults consume. We have no idea how much of any of us are consuming of fluoride, because it varies from drinking water to drinking water. So fluoride gets into your brain and messes with the chemistry, and then inside of your brain, that area that is affected by the fluoride then starts to attract all kinds of heavy metals, like aluminum, like several others. And those chemicals then start to cause things like Alzheimer's. And there is a ton of research out there. If people would just take the time to stop listening to this frickin' noise on this so-called news system that we have these days and actually open their eyes and read something and listen and study and stop being enamored by all of the Kardashians and the GOP reality TV show with Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders and all the other crap that's on television and actually look for a change. I'm sorry, but I am just so angry right now because I'm watching as these farmers and ranchers are being bamboozled by all of these mega corporations because they're convinced, based on the propaganda and the marketing, that these chemicals are going to save their lives and they're going to save their ranches and they're going to save their families. And I understand that desire. I understand. I totally get where the farmers and ranchers are coming from, because my family was farmers and ranchers. But damn it, folks, these corporations are not in it for us. They're not in it for the farmers and ranchers. They're not in it for anyone or anything but money. And the people that are making the decisions at the corporate level, the ones that are actually hiding the information, the ones that are deliberately storing away this stuff in files somewhere because they don't want the general public to know this stuff, those people, as far as I'm concerned, are guilty of crimes against humanity. They are no better than the Nazi guards that were running the concentration camps back in World War II. They are no better than the genocidal maniacs that were giving the Native Americans smallpox with blankets intentionally on the Trail of Tears. They are no better than any other criminal warlord that is holding food and water and resources away from their people so that they can stay in power. They are guilty of crimes against humanity. And I am sick and disgusted by those types of people. I hope that if nothing else comes out of my life on this planet, that we expose these kinds of people for who they are, the addicts that they are, and they see justice before I die. I can't tell you how absolutely furious I am right now, and I'm doing everything I can to not use potty mouth language that wants to just spew from every fiber of my being. So with that, I'm going to say good day and tell you all I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until I'm cold and dead and in the ground, because this stuff cannot continue. We cannot continue to put profit over humanity. And small micro doses of poison over a long term get into our body like a sponge, and they never go away. Just like heavy metals really never go away. Once they're in your body, they're in your body. And so anybody that tells me that all of this stuff that we're doing for food to try to feed the world is a benefit long term, I'm not buying it anymore. That was an understandable stance at one point in time because we didn't have the knowledge and we didn't have the understanding of what's really going on. But between super weeds and super bugs, it's time to wake up, folks. We're killing ourselves, and we're killing our children and grandchildren, and we're destroying lives through all of these attempts to be God. Well, we're not God. So get over it, and stop putting profit before people. I'm out.